Yeah, because the perfect example is that left back for Manchester City, who Mendy, who's now lost 2-3 years of his career. He was accused by like 9 different women. So in the court of public opinion, he looked guilty to all of us. We were all sure, nah, that guy's guilty. And then, I mean, it turns out he wasn't. He's lost out on 2-3 years of income. He's lost out on all those potential trophies he could have won. He's the twilight of his career, his best years, like 27 to 30, are gone. And
But now here's the thing: what if he was guilty? We wouldn't feel any type of way about our opinions that he's a piece of trash. Because when I saw it, I'm like, yo, this guy is a piece of trash. Like, it's the same thing with the Mason Greenwood thing. Okay, with the Mason Greenwood thing, there's evidence. But with the Mendy thing, let's say he turned out guilty, then everyone is justified in preempting and calling him a piece of trash way before the evidence came out. You get what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
either
you
I
it can
just
go
have a
either way.
question with the Mason Greenwood. He also popped up in my head earlier. Like, what evidence is sufficient? Because, as I understand, he was not guilty, even though the evidence suggests he was.
well,
So
I know first thought was beyond a reasonable doubt, is that's the evidence that's sufficient. But yeah, I think his partner dropped the charges. Mason Greenwood's partner dropped the charges, and that's why he got off.
sure, lucky.
For me, if you are caught, let's put it on me. If I'm caught on a voice note, like being aggressive, we all heard the voice note. If I'm caught in a voice note being super aggressive and calling a woman out of her name and all of that sort of stuff, and like saying you must have sex with me and all that sort of stuff, whether the rape happened or not, that is enough for me to cancel you. You're a piece of trash. Like that voice note was aggressive and threatening enough for me to be like, yo, if I was a Manchester United fan, I would never want that guy to play for my club again.
You say that, eh? I've spoken to several Manchester United fans, and they all
That's a
say the same
bold claim. Phew.
because
Do
of
they say the same?
no. Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. Out of the three of them, all the Man United fans, myself included, thought that Greenwood had the most potential. So I've spoken to 2 or 3 different Man United supporters who say now that he's in the clear. They're like, oh, he still has the most potential, so I'd send him out on loan. Let the public forget about all this stuff. And then when he does well at like Roma in Italy, then we bring him back. And then he's the savior again.
All is forgotten.
You know what's the crazy part to me on that is send him out on loan, let the public forget. Like I'm laughing at it, but you're a piece of trash. Like you, the supporter that said that, is a piece of trash. Because you know that, okay, let's just put him to the side for a bit and let people forget it all over time and let him come back.
What is wrong? Do you think that it won't be forgotten? Because I think that if Mason Greenwood gets picked for the next World Cup and he scores the winning goal for England, I think he will be England's savior. I think the whole
I would actually like to see if that is the case.
all those English fans will have a short memory. I think.
Yeah, to the English fans. Yeah, I think so.
We have no
But
affinity. So
we'll never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, if Greenwood must become one of the best Man United strikers of all time, I'm going to bring that up all the time. I still bring up that Giggs was a piece of crap.
What did Giggs do?
Giggs had an affair with his brother's wife.
Yeah, that was a big surprise.
That's different to a basic Greenwood. you just the
So now,
dog.
Keenan, is Giggs now a piece of trash or not yet?
Yes, 100%.
No, he's a dog. Listen, okay. When I say piece of trash, when I say piece of trash, I mean like there's the potential that you should go to jail. There's the potential that you are a fucked up individual and that you should have some charges put against him.
If
Yes.
you say that's what it means when you say piece of trash, you said that Man United fan that Tate Greenwood should be sent out a load
Yeah.
of trash. That guy goes
That's
to
what I was like.
Listen. Let me give you an example of my train of thought. And again, this is my opinion. If you are Andrew Tate supporter, like we all know now what Andrew Tate is accused of by the Romanian authorities, human trafficking, rape, all of that sort of stuff. So when Andrew Tate started like catching on and all of these sort of things, I'm very sus of this guy because it's just too much of he gave off that piece of trash vibe to me. You know what I mean? Just in the things he was saying, the way he was talking about women. Lo and behold, yeah, this guy gets caught up on freaking sex trafficking charges, human trafficking charges, all of those sort of things. So, to me, I feel like the Andrew Tate supporters, like those people that live by every single word that he says, you have a bit of that piece of trash tendency in you. That's just my opinion.
Do you know of any Andrew Tate supporters in the country?
Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, I've met a few guys, but you know what's crazy to me? That there's female Andrew Tate supporters. Those are the ones that blow my mind. I'm like, do you know that if it was up to him, you would be a domestic worker within his house? Like, you would
Sorry
be
for
cleaning the
laughing,
floors.
That's just how it's being put.
I think it's nice that we got to Andrew Tate because it almost comes full circle to the cancel culture thing. Because I believe that individuals like Andrew Tate are only as big as they are because of cancel culture.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
A friend of us had this theory that life is like a loop and things come in, it just goes in a loop. So he's saying for as much as cancel cultures like this, there's going to be an anti-cancel culture as well. And that's going to push against the grain. And it's those people are going to come through. And like you said, they are coming through now with Andrew Tate.